You may have passed by Horne's in Port Royal many times and not known just how much they have to offer and just how historic of a location this is. So let's go inside and check it out. Before we get started with this week's edition, I would like to recognize our sponsor, Shore United Bank. Shore United is there to help guide your financial journey. Wherever you wish to be, Shore will be by your side every step of the way. Visit their downtown branch on William Street or at Harrison Crossing. And now, on to this week's episode. Today we are at the historic Horne's Restaurant and Gifts in Port Royal, right at the intersection of 17 and 301. And I'm with the owner of Horne's, I'm Mr. Arthur Bourne. Arthur, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So I understand you've owned Horne's for how long now?
About 7 years, a little over 7 years, yes.
So tell us the history of Horne's. Some people may not be familiar how historic and interesting of a story y'all have to tell.
Well, Horne started in the mid-40s by a gentleman named Bob Horne. Okay, Bob had worked at Stuckey's as a candy maker. He decided to branch out on his own. By the 60s, it was a rather large chain, considering for the time. Bob sold out, I want to say in the mid-60s, to Greyhound bus lines. And I think Greyhound's thoughts maybe were, we control where the people stop to eat, we'll take them to our restaurant. Part of the demise of the chain of Horne's going to a chain to this one single unit was the connection of the Interstate 95 system. And they stuck with the rural U.S. routes. And little by little, they've all gone, but this is the last remaining Horne's.
Yeah, how long has this been the last remaining one? Like when did the one before this one close? Do you know that one?
In the 80s, there was one in Florida. That one closed down. So since then, it's just been this one. There still are a few buildings left. One of them is right across the Virginia-Maryland Bridge, where it has a red roof now, which was an old Horne's.
So how did this one location survive?
I believe the reason this location survived is primarily it has always had good people, and it has always had a focus on quality, okay, and customer experience. If you cannot provide a customer with a great experience, they're not going to come back. It's just that simple, okay? You can have the best food and not so good service, and it was not a good experience. And I think throughout the ages that the leadership here and the staff being fully engaged with the guests has kept this facility strong and thriving.
And so tell people who may not be familiar all the things that you have here, the different components of your business here.
I guess if you broke it down into 4 segments. One, we have the full service restaurant with the online ordering for to-go. We also have a gift shop with a multitude of various merchandises from the giftable to apparel. We also have fuel. That's an added bonus, if you will. And we have some typical convenience store items, beverages, snacks, things of that nature. So really 4 segments, and it's kept the business strong for many years. And particularly, you know, during COVID, we were able to operate convenience store and the fuel in addition to the carryout. So that really gave us a better standing, if you will, during that rough time for many, many businesses.
Again, you've been open now since 1960, and we were talking earlier, you have my friend and colleague Taft Coghill is going to get into more of this in an article you can find on the Free Press. But you have one employee who's been here that entire time. So tell people a little bit about her.
Yes, sir. Gloria Johnson is her name. Everyone calls her Miss Jean. Jean is the heart and soul of this facility. She has been here for 64 of those 65 years. A few months after this place opened, Jean came to work here. She would get off the school bus here, and she has worked here ever since. She has trained numerous people, including the many long-term team members that we have here now. We just celebrated 15 or so different long-term employees during our Christmas party. One 33 years, 25 years, 19 years, 25 years. I mean, so Miss Jean, we're very blessed that she is a part of this team, team.
Well, we'll look forward to Taft's story. The roof, the look of the place, the colors are the same as they've always been, right?
The roof is a bright yellow. and that was for one particular reason, so it would stand out. And it has done exactly that throughout the years. Many people meet here even today, and they say, meet me in Port Royal. Better yet, meet me at the place with the big yellow roof. Oh yeah, I know where that's at.
Royal Farms just recently opened
Sure
here,
did.
just right across the street from you. So what impact do you anticipate that having on business?
We do expect that Royal Farms will have way better fuel quantity than we do. However, for us, our core competency is the full service restaurant in addition to the gift shop and the overall great guest experience. So for us, the fuel is an added convenience for our customers. That is not our business. By Royal Farms coming to the area brings a lot of attention to this area. Why? They're well known. They stand out. It's a nice brand new building. We've actually had people come over here to see what Horne's is about because they stopped at Royal Farms and see this big yellow roof across the road. Currently and going forward, we expect it to do nothing but improve the business. We have a fantastic group of people here that truly care, which is rare in today's world. They truly care. It doesn't get any better than that. Yeah. You know, when you come in and a person says hello, they greet you, and it's not scripted, and they make that eye contact, and they truly want to know what it is that you want, and they want to get that for you. Customer service is what it's all about, that guest experience. Food is the one thing that can turn a crummy day into a good day. It'll turn that frown into a smile and make you leave having a great day. And that's the experience that we strive to provide each and every time.
You've got a website, social media. Tell people what that is so they can learn more.
Horne's Restaurant and Gifts on Facebook, Twitter. We also have a website that's hornesva.com. You can go online, you can place an order, you can read more about the history of Horne's. Reach out to us anytime. We're very quick to respond.
Yeah. And it's not a bad drive. We just drove here from Fredericksburg. It took me maybe 25 minutes to get here, so it's an easy little trip. Obviously, you serve the Caroline and King George and Port Royal and et cetera, but not too far from Fredericksburg either. And a lot of through traffic, I imagine, on 17 and 301 as well. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, Arthur, really appreciate you having us here today.
My pleasure.
It's cool to visit and hear more about the story of Horne's, and encourage people to come check it out here in Port Royal.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so that's going to do it for this week's edition. Appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and also our newsletter at fredericksburgfreepress.com, and we'll keep you up to date on business activity here in our region. We'll see you next week. Before we sign off for the week, I would like to again recognize our sponsor, Shore United Bank.